Welcome to the Ask the Expert Show with local celebrity hosts Steve-O and Renee. Sit back each week while Steve-O and Renee educate you with live in-studio experts, such as lawyers, doctors, home improvement, and financial experts in their field. Call in and have your questions answered each week at 888-565-1470. Now, here is Steve-O and Renee with today's expert in their field.
You know, I always say good afternoon. Welcome to the Ask the Expert Show. It's horrible outside. It's dreary.
The sun is coming out.
Where?
Open your eyes. You'll see. The sun's coming out.
In Haiti, maybe. Anyhow, we want to thank last night Chaz Palminteri for inviting us to come see A Bronx Tale.
Which was a fabulous show, by the way.
It was
Loved
amazing.
it.
He invited us backstage. We're like kind of starting to make a name for ourselves.
You think?
I think so. Hey, if you'd like to watch today's show live, you can go right now to www.wwnnradio, and on the left-hand side it says WNN TV. Click there, and voila, there we are. Hey, for the first half hour today, we've got an amazing sponsor, a new sponsor that's going to be with us every month. We're going to talk strictly today about home care. Whether you have a family member or for yourself or a friend, you know, what we do here on Ask the Experts is we make sure that you don't have to Google somebody. We bring you the creme de la creme, the top of the tops, and we have assisting hands with us today. And like I said, we're going to be talking about home care. And if you have a question, you can call us at 888-565-1470. We have owners with us. We have the franchise owners with us.
We do.
We have Marina Ramirez. See, Texas, we can. What are you laughing about? And I want to call him Ricky Ricardo so bad. Ricardo Perez.
You just did.
Yeah, they're of Boca and Delray in the Palm Beach area. And like I said, we're going to talk about home care today.
So tell us about Assisting Hands and what areas that you service in South Florida.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having us here today, Renee and Stephen. We're
It's
simply
our pleasure.
delighted. Ricardo and I are so excited because we truly love what we do. We're in the home care business because it's truly dear to our hearts. So, Assisting Hands, we're part of a franchise system throughout the U.S. In Florida, we have over 13 franchises, 2 here in Palm Beach, 2 in Broward, Miami, and the West Coast.
Yeah, and Assisting Hands has been in operation since about 1997 and in Florida since 2006.
It's a huge company.
It's a big company, and what we like most about it is what they stand for and their motto and everything they do. It's about quality of care and about getting invested in the community and doing this for the right reasons, not just to make a buck, but really do this, and give a piece of your heart because when situations like this arise, I mean, family members just are emotionally spent and
they're depending on home care.
People are not
They don't
prepared.
know who to call. They don't know who to reach out.
Well, now they do.
Renee, just tell everybody about your story because we were just talking about it before
Yes.
the show, and let them hear your
How did
passion.
that started?
Ours was, we're very emotionally invested, especially
Yes.
my wife. My wife is my partner, and I always say that I work for her, you know. But
that keeps a happy marriage.
Yes. For her, when we got into this, just because her dad went from driving a car one day, bedridden the next, and their whole family dynamic, flipped upside down. Their sister didn't know what to do. They couldn't find care out there because he was not at the point of being in a hospital. He just needed personal care assistance at home, and they just simply could not find anybody that had quality or that had the kind of care that you want for your father or your mother. And she decided to go there and spend for 3 months. She lived 24/7 with her dad and went through the journey with him, and she came out of it, emotionally devastated. And she said, "You know what, Rick? I want to do something. This is something that I really want to help and get invested in. We've run service companies in the past. I mean, our kids are grown up. I think it's time for us to refocus and get into something that we can give back to the community.
Which is wonderful. It really is.
And to me, I was a little apprehensive. I mean, I'm all about corporate, I'm all about finance, but when I started working with her and going through the journey on this, it was just mind blowing. I mean, I get tingly, when we meet some of these families and get into their homes and they tell us their story, and we feel that they're in need and they don't know who to call, who to trust, what to do, and we have really taken it, as something that we want to strive and really do good, for them. So
wow, what a story!
Not one thing about money first. It was we want to give back first. I love that about you guys.
Well, that's why they're successful.
That's why, we went with Assisting Hands. It's about quality. It's about the client. It's about giving the client what they need. I also had a similar experience, a little bit different from Ricardo and his wife, but my dad had Alzheimer's, and my mom passed away, and we had to take care of him, and it's very hard.
Very difficult for
when
Alzheimer's,
you are living 1,000 miles away and trying to find caregivers. I was flying back and forth. My mother-in-law taking care of my father-in-law with Parkinson's. So it's always, very near and dear to the heart. And that's why we understand our clients. When they talk to us, we know what they're talking
you've been
about.
through it.
Yes, we have been through it.
And sorry, Marina, that's the Assisting Hands model. They, again, everybody's in business to make money. Let's not kid ourselves.
Of course.
But they are saying put quality first, put customer service first. Worry about one client at a time. Make sure that one client gets the dignified and appropriate level of care. That will take care of itself. And the reward you get from that, you get emotionally charged, and then you go on to the next client and the next client. And for us, I mean, it has been one roller coaster of emotions, but positive emotions, because we know we're helping people.
Yes.
And it's very fulfilling, very fulfilling.
So how did Assisted Hands begin? How did the company begin?
Well, the company began originally out west in Arizona. They're, again, based on family experiences. Clive Owen, his father had Alzheimer's, and he was an accountant. And he went through all the difficult situations that people encounter, and he decided to build a home care agency. In another state, a nurse had the same situation with her mother, and she started a home care agency. The two of them met at a home care conference and decided to start the Assisting Hands franchise throughout the whole U.S. And they had the business sense from the accountant part and the nursing sense from the nurse.
Yeah, obviously the clinical aspect of it is critical.
Right, absolutely.
But if you don't know how to run a business,
Right, you have to.
With a franchise, what's so great about a franchise, they've already made all the mistakes. You get to enjoy their success that they've had.
Yes. And they really know how to do it well. And they teach you the right way, and they teach you how to train properly, how to get the most out of the resources that we share as a franchisee. And again, Marina and I keep talking together about our experience and how fortunate we've been, not only because we know each other for many years, but...
Which is incredible. You said for 40 years.
Yes,
Over
Which
40
is
years.
totally amazing.
Yes, from the same tiny high school back in San Juan, Puerto Rico. But we have really fed off each other and understanding that Assisting Hands model, it is the right model for this industry when you look at it, because you don't want anybody to just come into your family home.
Of course not.
That is not properly
Right.
trained, that doesn't have the characteristics of what a
Background
caregiver,
checks.
the background checks, what a caregiver should be. You want a caregiver that is empathetic. You want a caregiver that is patient, especially if...
You want to make sure that your family member's in good hands.
Absolutely. For as much as it's hard for a loved one to put somebody who basically is a stranger in their home, they gotta have that peace of mind that they're hiring the best, that they've vetted us. I mean, I always tell my clients or clients-to-be, please vet us. Please check us online. Please go through all our, accreditations, our licensing, and check what we do with our caregivers. I mean, we have, ways of hiring caregivers that I'm sure we'll go into that no other agency in South Florida is doing. And we feel very proud that we're able to do it the right way.
So tell us what are the services that you provide at Assisting Hands.
Well, our services, we offer 3 categories, and not all home care agencies can do this. We offer first companion care, and that's basically helping the client without really touching the client.
Like taking them shopping, doing some cooking,
Precisely.
Light housekeeping.
I mean, what home care is, we help our clients stay independent. They want to live at home. They don't want to move into a facility. And what we do is help them do that. How we do it depends on the client's wants and needs. Some clients require more care. Some clients only require a little bit of help so that they can stay at home where they feel comfortable and happy with their neighbors and friends.
Right.
So companion care, which is the least amount of care, would be something like you said, going shopping, taking them transportation to doctor's appointments,
right,
errands.
And we have plenty of those. I mean, because again, we have one of our clients who, from one day to the next, the son called. I just took my mom's car keys away. She can't drive anymore.
Yes.
But she's very social, and she needs to go out, do errands, meet her friends, and
play cards.
Play cards, and that's when we came in.
Does insurance cover for companion care?
Yes.
They do, okay.
Yes.
I was always curious about that.
All our employees are insured, licensed,
No,
bonded.
I'm saying for somebody that wants companion
long-term care insurance typically cares for personal care, not for companion care.
Right.
In addition, companion care, you have tidying up the house, doing laundry, meal preparations.
Should we get some of that?
I know.
Yes,
Listen, you owe me a lot of money.
Let me tell you, some of my caregivers bring food to the office, and I go, I'm going to take you home with me because it's simply delicious. And, we also, we hire for the service. And you can also know how, for example, meal preparation. You ask a caregiver, so do you cook? And some people smile and say, yeah. Other people go, yeah. So you know who to hire for a client who needs somebody
that's
to
going to cook, right? Exactly.
Correct. So we go into that detail. We just don't send anyone into a client's home.
Of course not.
The other level is the personal care one, where you touch the patient, where that patient requires more personal assistance, like bathing, helping with.
So that's considered home care.
That's considered personal care.
Personal care, okay.
Also in the home,
right?
Also in the home to provide that person independence to stay at home. But that requires a little bit more of training, a little bit more of, again, because you're touching the patient, you're helping them undress, you're helping them walk.
Right, and that's typically covered by Medicare.
No.
Home care?
No.
It's not the personal care.
Medicare does not help the client stay at home.
Correct. That's a very misconception.
Yeah, that's very common. That's very common. Medicare, it's only when...
See, I'm getting educated here.
Not like you need. You're only 30 years old.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So Medicare comes in when someone has had some sort of a fall, hospitalization, surgery. A medical event. And afterwards, Medicare will send a nurse to do physical therapy, speech therapy, wound care, but that is not.
And they come a couple hours, 1 hour a day or a couple hours a week. But typically, those clients need more than that because, again, you have your kids that are living up north. And
that are working, even if they're here, they're working.
And then mom and dad, she just needs more than they can't trust just to leave her, and that's when.
Home care.
The home care comes in, and companies like us, can partner with some Medicare companies and provide and
assist the client remain independent.
Give everybody your phone number.
Good. Yeah, that's
Might
a good
need
one.
that. Well, we have a lot of people in New York who, because of iHeartRadio, they listen to our show, and they have family down here. Their parents live down here. This is a perfect situation for them to get someone they can trust and not have to Google it, which is not going to tell you anything. So let's start off by giving your phone numbers.
Well, for southern Palm Beach counties, particularly Boca Raton and Delray Beach, our number is 561-404-0550.
And for Boynton Beach, West Palm, and the North Palm beaches, it's 561-829-3080.
Okay, we're going to go to break, and we come back. Let's really dig into home care and what assisted hands can do for you. We'll be right back.
Assisting Hands Home Care is proud to be chosen the experts on home care for the Ask the Experts show. Assisting Hands is a private pay home care agency that provides companion, personal, and skilled nursing services serving all of Palm Beach County. At Assisting Hands Home Care, their mission is to offer their clients and loved ones the very finest personalized in-home care, allowing them to live safely and comfortably in their homes. Their caregivers are trained specifically to provide in-home care to strict standards. All caregivers have successfully passed extensive background checks and are insured, bonded, and trained in CPR and first aid. Assisting Hands will select the best match for you or your loved one from their pre-screened group of caregivers and will have qualified help placed in your home within 24 hours of initial assessment. Call today for a free in-home consultation. For Boynton Beach and Northern Palm Beach, call 561-829-3080. For Boca Raton and Delray Beach, call 561-404-0550 or visit their website at assistinghands.com. Call today.
And we're back. There's, just so you understand, these are franchises, so there's two different phone numbers. It depends on what part of Palm Beach County that you're in. So let's one more time. You handle Boca
Raton,
Delray.
and Delray Beach, and it's 561-404-0550.
Okay, and hopefully Freddie will get this one too. So you're in the Boynton area.
And for Boynton, West Palm,
Beach.
and the North Palm beaches, it's 561-829-3080.
And they can always find us on the World Wide Web. I mean,
which is
assistinghands.com.
Okay, so now if they go to assistinghands.com, can they actually go into your area?
Yes, all they have to do is write the zip code of the area that they're living in, and it'll redirect to one of our websites.
Beautiful.
If the zip code is in West Palm, it will redirect to Marina's office. If it's in Delray or Boca, it will redirect to my office.
Now,
Well,
you also have other services you offer too.
Definitely.
So let's get into that now.
Thank you, Stephen. Definitely, one thing that differentiates Assisting Hands from other home care agencies is that in addition to personal and companion care, we also provide skilled care nursing. And what is skilled care nursing? That includes wound care on a private pay basis. We can also provide physical therapies, speech therapists, occupational therapists, again, private paid, not Medicare. We also administered diabetic protocol and medication management. And I want to stress that because so many, just last week in Time Magazine, there was an article about CVS drugs and how they're moving to be health providers as well. And they were saying about the huge cost to the U.S. system for people not taking their meds on time, not taking the appropriate meds on time, and not taking the appropriate meds. So when you have a nurse go into your house or to your loved one's house and prepare the med box every 2 weeks, you are making sure that your loved one is taking
guarantee that they're taking
the right
medication.
meds. Right. And then you have the home care aide going into the house and making sure that the client take the meds. I have seen such huge improvements in our clients who subscribe to this service just because we are making sure that they're following the appropriate doctor's orders.
Right.
How do you go about picking a caregiver for a family?
I think for sure we will have one of the most rigorous employment steps in when we hire them. First of all the caregivers have to pass strict training. They're level 2 screened, and we do background checks on all of them. And level 2, I have to explain, is the most of our caregivers are HHAs and CNAs, which are certified nurse assistants, have to have license from the state of Florida. So does the nurses and therapists, and we make sure through the screening process that those licenses are eligible and clear. They have had no priors, nothing done on any patient that was reviewed by ACA, because ACA, as a regulatory agency here, is very on top of making sure that these caregivers have a clean slate. We also, aside from that, we train them extensively in CPR and first aid. Now, this is an assisting hands requirement. No other agency in the state of Florida, I think, requires first aid training.
Even CPR?
We do.
Wow.
It's not a requirement.
It's not a
You
requirement.
would think it would be.
Yeah.
But we do.
Yeah.
We do.
But most important, Ricardo, I think that we need to talk about the Thomas Disc requirements that we are using to select our caregivers.
That's our big differentiator. And I'm going to tell you what it is. Everybody talks about matchmaking in the home health industry. You call clients and they say, we matchmake the caregiver with the client. But what they don't tell you that matchmaking is they just check, if the client likes dogs, well, my caregiver likes dogs. That's about the extent.
That's a requirement.
I'm just giving it as an example. What we do is we take our caregivers and we give them the Thomas Disc personality test. Now, we have customized this test to make sure that only the areas that they score in the areas where we want the caregiving to have the best appropriate traits to take care of somebody. Which are those? Empathetic, patient, follow instructions. Imagine you going as a caregiver to see my mom. She has Alzheimer's. Now, a person with Alzheimer's forget things, say things many times. It tends to be quite a challenge.
Yes.
You have to have a lot of patience. Now, you got to send a caregiver, not only that is properly trained in Alzheimer's, but that also has those characteristics to be able to handle, that interaction of being, patient and being empathetic. And Kathy has told me 3 times already about this story.
They also need to be self-controlled, soft-tempered, cautious, all those traits that are really necessary to be a good caregiver.
And we have mastered, I believe we have mastered it. We only hire the ones that score high on those categories. You see? Because at the end of the day, it's not only about the client having a good experience by being taken care of a good caregiver. Mm-hmm. It's also about the caregiver going into a work environment where he's going to feel fulfilled, that he's going to have those traits, that he's not going to get frustrated when the client drops something or forgets something or say things 5 times. And this is what happens also a lot of times that people don't know. I hear horror stories of many people complaining, they just send a warm body and they have no training. And it's because they don't take the time to not only train them properly, but to find out what really are the characteristics that make that person the right person to be a caregiver. I mean, I'll give you an example. I'm a very high driver, sales. I mean, I took the test myself and I scored very high on driving and sales and very low on being patient and
I need to give you that test.
But then what we do is we only choose the caregivers who score very high on those traits that we were talking about, about being
empathic,
pathetic, and be patient,
careful,
follow instructions.
Which would be the perfect characteristic.
Correct. That's what you're looking for. In addition to that, we have, and again, this is a differentiator for assisting hands, we have RNs on staff.
Yes.
And our RNs visit all our clients to make an assessment. So they not only were determining a good match from the caregiver's emotional characteristics, but also we look the nurse looks, what does this client need? And then we look for the caregiver who has that experience and that particular training.
But also, and even better, we just don't ram it down your throat and say, this is what you need, this is what... No, you are in charge as the client. I mean, we put no minimums. We put that. We suggest a plan of care when we meet your loved one, and you, as the person who's hiring us, if it's the daughter, I mean, we talk to you and say, what do you want for your mom? I mean, we'll give you an hour a week if that's what you want.
They want their parents or family member in good hands,
Yeah.
and that's why it's important who you pick.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hey,
Absolutely.
what if, see, I'm listening to the show now, I'm going, well, we already have a home care that we have a contract with. Can they get out of that contract?
Oh, definitely.
To switch
Absolutely.
to your company?
Well,
Absolutely.
most or all, they're not contracts, they're agreements. It is an agreement where the client is certifying that they want this service, that they want this care, and we agree to provide that service. So if anybody is not happy with the care they're currently providing, we invite them to call us and test us out and see if they like us. I'm sure they will, because we are all about our clients. We're all about their care. And, you know, we don't have minimum hours. Many other agencies do. They have a minimum of 4 hours. But we do understand that many people, when they're first starting out with home care, are not ready for 4 hours.
Correct.
So we say, you know, why do they have to do what we want? No, we will do what our clients want.
And that's what also spoke to us about assisting hands. You know, they were not pushing us to bill. You know, it was, no, concentrate on what the client wants. You know, make sure that they really, you know, want this certain level of care, and then you provide that level of care, and as they get to know you and they understand what we stand for, and they see the level of customer service that we give. My wife calls daily all our clients, and the daughters or the sons, and keeps them abreast of what's going on, keeps them abreast of all the doctor's appointments that are coming on. We do the whole gamut, and then we take, you know, a lot of pride in
I
it.
love the enthusiasm.
I know the
Because they really
passion.
do, right, because they really do care.
Well, you know what? Now, this is your first show, and you guys are going to be back with us every month. It's the end of the show. I mean, it does go by
You're kidding me.
so
We
fast.
can't talk for another half hour?
But we're going to have you back. Listen,
next month.
we had so many notes, so many questions that we wanted to ask. Let's end the show by, let's give them your phone numbers again.
Yes, in Boynton Beach, West Palm, and North Palm Beach, call 561-829-3080.
For Boca Raton and Delray Beach, call 561-404-0550. And the web, www.assistinghands.com.
The company is Assisting Hands.
And you're in good hands.
And you,
You're in very
this is
good
like
hands.
that Allstate commercial.
I
right?
love it.
So we're going to go to break, and we come back. We have our second half-hour show, Taxation Solutions. Thank you guys for coming in today.
Thanks,
Sure,
guys.
you did
Thank
such a
you.
great job.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
inviting us. We had a great time.
And we'll be right back.